Fox 5 New York. This is Good Day Weekend.
Good morning and welcome to Good Day Weekend. It's Saturday, November 1st. I'm Jessica Formoso in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thanks for joining us live on the Fox Local app. We begin with tragic breaking news in New Jersey. A family of 5 is dead following an overnight fire in Paterson. Neighbors tell us the parents and 3 children were killed in the fast-moving house fire. We spoke with one of the neighbors who described the horrific scene.
I heard commotion. Okay. When I went out and looked, it was all you seen was flames and people running around. The neighbors were trying to hit it with the hoses, and then the fire department came and they took over.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. It is the final weekend of early voting as candidates make their final push to secure last-minute voters. All 3 mayoral hopefuls are campaigning around the city ahead of Election Day on Tuesday. Democrat Zohran Mamdani practicing Tai Chi yesterday on the Lower East Side, appealing to older voters before heading to Harlem today. Independent Andrew Cuomo was in Staten Island working to win over Republican voters, while Republican Curtis Sliwa greets voters from a subway platform. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, Democratic candidate Mikey Sherrill will be hosting a rally in Newark today with former President Barack Obama. The rally will be taking place at Essex County College. Obama endorsed Mikey Sherrill earlier this month. In a statement, she says she's grateful to have President Obama's support and that there is so much at stake in this election. And Republican candidate Jack Ciattarelli taking advantage of early voting. Ciattarelli urging voters to get to the polls as soon as possible in order to make their voices heard. According to a Fox News poll, his Democrat opponent, Mikey Sherrill, leads 52 to 45%. And here's a look at your weekend weather. Today, sunny with temperatures in the high 50s. Tonight, we drop to the mid-40s. Tomorrow, another nice day, sunny, cool, and a high of 58 degrees. There are questions about cars being parked in Central Park. It's supposed to be a little piece of paradise in the concrete jungle. But there are growing complaints about cars being parked along the bridle path that's upsetting some people in the neighborhood. Fox 5's Haley Fixler went to check out the problem.
Runners, dog walkers, and leisurely strollers all enjoy the more than 4-mile bridle path in Central Park for the aesthetics and to get away from busy Manhattan streets. But then they reach this section by the 86th Street entrance. Cars and trucks side by side flanking the unpaved trail.
This is like the most crowded I've seen it in a long time.
We counted 88 vehicles parked along the bridle path, 24 NYPD vehicles and 5 parks vehicles and 59 unmarked vehicles. That's a lot of vehicles.
City Council member Gail Brewer says her office has gotten a lot of complaints, and it's not about the vehicles that need to be there for security or park work. She believes people are using this area as a free parking lot.
They need to find a different location to park.
They should get tickets and tow the heck out.
And it's all coming at the expense of others trying to enjoy the park. It's something some people say they've had enough of.
It just spoils it's so beautiful on this bridle path. It just spoils the look of it. So this is the part that we don't like.
We even saw one woman try to stop a car that was driving in the middle of the path. Brewer says she wants to meet with NYPD and the Parks Department to figure out what's going on and who owns all these parked cars that don't belong to NYPD or the Parks Department.
I think it sends a really bad message because people know that cars are not supposed to be there. And so it basically says there's no enforcement of any rules. So that's what worries me.
We do know that NYPD's Central Park precinct is looking into this, and a representative with the Parks Department tells us they're also investigating this. But they say that some vehicle access is necessary, but they want to make sure that visitors can enjoy themselves. In Central Park, Haley Fixler, Fox 5 News.
We turn back the clocks this weekend. Daylight saving time officially ends tomorrow morning, and while we gain an extra hour of sleep from falling back, the time change can affect sleep, mood, and your daily wellness. Dr. Ayala Wegman, a pediatrician at Hassenfield Children's Hospital at NYU Langone, appeared on Good Day with some tips to beat the clock.
So what I recommend doing, because most of us are at a huge sleep deficit to begin with, is to gain that extra hour of sleep. Don't go to bed later on the day of daylight savings.
But today is Halloween.
I know. And also, I think it's really critical, too, to avoid alcohol. So parents, adults really
Well,
need
you
to
just
avoid
ruined the
alcohol.
weekend for everybody.
I am so sorry.
Dr. Wegman also recommends to eat light at night and sleep in a dark, cool room. From the ballet stage to a wheelchair to brain surgery, a Manhattan woman is proving nothing is impossible as she's set to run in this year's New York City Marathon. And it's not the only big race she's competing in this year. Fox 5's Jennifer Williams has more on her remarkable story.
There's a nervous excitement in the air as people from all over the world have come to the Javits Center to pick up their bib ahead of the 2025 New York City Marathon. But one New Yorker had quite the journey to get to this point. Leanna Scaglione is one of the 55,000 that will be running on Sunday, and at the age of 15, Leanna got an MRI for a ballet injury. Doctors found 2 tumors in her hip and diagnosed her with neurofibromatosis, an incurable genetic condition that causes tumors to grow throughout the body. For years, she relied on a wheelchair and underwent brain surgery in January of 2024. And today, she's defying the odds as the 2025 Children's Tumor Foundation ambassador. The 32-year-old, who calls the Upper East Side home, considers herself an avid runner and believes she's on track to become the first woman with NF2 to run all 6 Abbott World Marathon majors. This will be her 3rd time taking on the 5 boroughs.
For me, it's also very special because it was my first ever marathon out of the 5 that I've run total. Last year, I went through a major brain surgery to remove my right vestibular schwannoma, and I woke up with facial paralysis. And 2 months before the New York City Marathon, I had facial reanimation surgery. And on the morning bus ride to the start village is when the facial reanimation took effect and my face started to wake up and I got a flicker of movement. It was the start of me getting my smile back, and so for me, the New York City Marathon will always be special.
Now, Leanna jokingly told me that the course goes past her apartment, so if she needs to bail out of the 26.2, she can do that if she needs to. But as you heard, she's a total pro and a testament of the power of believing in yourself. At the Javits Center, Jennifer Williams, Fox 5 News.
She's incredible. Best of luck to her. Now, new books may be a bit slow to hit the shelves at your library. The country's largest supplier of library materials has announced it is going out of business. And as Fox 5's Jody Goldberg shows us, it's putting librarians behind schedule.
At the Bryant Library in Roslyn, every book tells a story, but getting your hands on some of the newer titles may take a little longer.
The covering, the labeling. Previously, like the books often would come covered, so we didn't have to do that. Sometimes you definitely have to do labels. Sometimes they come labeled.
The books that used to come in with barcodes, call numbers, and covers now need added steps after Baker & Taylor, the nation's largest and oldest supplier of library materials, announced it will close its doors in January.
They handle cataloging at the county level. They get books to us that we order in advance. Every public library that relies on them. I mean, there's got to be so many, countless.
An email from Baker & Taylor in September mentioned an acquisition. The CEO later confirmed the deal was called off. But libraries say they didn't get any official notice directly. Rather, the news came through journals, and there's still no note on their website. Now libraries are taking to social media, letting their communities know shelves may be a little empty. Some are even looking for volunteers to help with processing new books.
We have an express pick shelf with 4 brand new books of the same title. People can come in and just grab them. So when we realized that those didn't come in, that was our first big sign. As that happened more and more, we started pivoting to different vendors.
I'm told the ripple effect stretches from small town branches to some of the nation's biggest systems, and that's where the real strain is starting to show.
Some of us are never probably going to receive materials that we ordered, and that budget line is just gone. And some of us are actually getting a flood of materials because materials have been delayed for so long that we've gone to another vendor, and now a heap of books that we've had on back order are coming our way.
With supply chain shifting and shelves taking longer to fill, libraries are looking into new ways to get books to readers.
The future is, I would say, digital. It's more instant, and in this community, especially our community, people want the books right away.
Finding a way to write the next book, one chapter at a time. On Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
Don't go away. We'll be right back with a look at what you missed on the noon this week.